Oh, Canada. So, Mr. Trudeau, the disgraced Prime Minister of Canada that's on his way out, thankfully, he pushed a story that there were mass unmarked graves of Indigenous people in Canada by churches a few years ago. Well, just recently, he's now ordered excavations upon these areas using Canadian taxpayers' money, like he used Canadian taxpayers' money to push his son's rap career. And turns out it was a lie. There was no bodies there, or bodies found, where he said there were bodies found. And this information led to the arson and destruction of many churches in the area and a lot of anger towards certain places in Canada. So I'm just going to briefly go over this because this is quite shocking, quite weird, quite telling. So the Canadian media lied about the mass child graves, using it to fuel hatred narratives directly caused by dozens of Catholic churches to be burned by the native Canadians, the Indigenous people of Canada. The Canadian government did nothing about it, so all these churches were burnt and destroyed out of anger. At least 85 Catholic churches were damaged or destroyed since May 2021. 24 arsons and 5 suspected arsons were identified at Christian churches after May 2021, where they pushed this narrative out. This has been ongoing for a very long time. And since then, $216 million, I'm unsure if this is US dollars or Canadian dollars, to find the graves of Indigenous children hidden at churches. The excavations are over and 0 bodies found. So why on earth, who on earth, pulled this out their derriere? This is absolutely crazy. I don't understand it. It doesn't shock me that Trudeau's Liberal Party and his ideology is pushing anti-religious things. Obviously, they'll only ever attack one religion. Because Jesus Christ is now being played by the bold black lady from Wicked. I don't know her name, forgive me. Cynthia Erivo, who's playing Jesus Christ in Jesus Christ Superstar at the Hollywood Bowl. They would never do this about any other religious figure or prophet. But for some reason, it's okay to attack Christianity. It always has been. And this news isn't new. So as you can see here, in May 2024, people knew it was a hoax because no bodies were being found. The Assembly of First Nations of British Columbia, Canada, claims in 2021 215 unmarked mass graves of children were located, only for the National Post to say last year no one ever claimed remains were found. I remember seeing this in the news myself back in the day, about a couple hundred children found in unmarked graves in Canada. And I don't think it's the Indigenous people that push this false narrative just to attack churches. It doesn't make sense to me. And if the Canadian government is spending hundreds of millions of taxpayers' money on it, what on earth has happened? Did they lie about the spending and pocket the money for themselves in some sort of money laundering scandal, using someone as a fool guy or bait? Or did they just make it up to cause issues and have churches taken away only to find 0 bodies? It's unreal. And yeah, Trudeau's son, he received lots of money for a rap career. And I know that a lot of Canadian rappers are now saying, like, he's not welcome in the area, it's on site, all this stuff. I know a few people have been investigated from a Canada Exposed Instagram that I follow. Canadian rapper Top 5's house was raided by RCMP for threatening Justin Trudeau's son, Xavier. Canadian rapper Top 5 threatens to steal Justin Trudeau's son's rap chain paid for by the taxpayers. Black Canadians slammed Justin Trudeau's son Xavier for exploiting systemic racism to boost failing rap career. And allegedly, his son has already given up on the rap career after threats from Canadian rappers. I don't condone this, but I would be annoyed too if, say, Keir Starmer's son was being funded with taxpayers' money to have a rap career about certain struggles when clearly they're well off, they're alright. And I don't know how that would sound. If he sounds anything like his father, he would be rapping like this. And the raps would not sound good. And again, guys, if your rap career fails, just say you're bisexual. That'll work out. So, when you waste hundreds of millions of dollars of taxpayers' money to look for unmarked graves of children, Indigenous children of the land prior to the colonization of Canada, and you, years ago, say it's likely just tree roots, and continue to search to find 0 bodies while people are getting away with burning down churches, committing arson, vandalizing the country of which you are leading and protecting. It's absolutely baffling. He's already resigned as Prime Minister and leader of the Liberal Party of Canada, and I think he did it at a good time, because this news here, Trudeau is a sausage, all right? He's not a good leader. He's not a good man. He's got a lot of weird things going on. He was a teacher, and then obviously he had to stop being a teacher due to a settlement to a student, and you can look into that yourself. Let's just say he got a bit too close with one of his young students as a teacher, so therefore had to settle, was never allowed to teach again. And now he's the Prime Minister of Canada, and he has been for many years. I believe almost 10 years. I think it was 2015. So this is just disgusting. Can you imagine what would have happened if they burned a mosque, a synagogue? Hell, I even think a church of Scientology would be more protected than a Christian church. This is just dreadful news. It's not really being covered. It's been happening for 4 years. Over $200 million have been wasted on a scam. Where has that money gone? If you're digging up bits of mud outside churches, surely that would not cost $200 million over 4 years. Where has that money gone? And who came up with this? It's likely no one will ever be held accountable. Maybe when Pierre is Prime Minister, it will be investigated and people will be held accountable for this. But this is just outright disgusting.